Next, our new chapter 8, Biomechanics and Sports. Meaning and importance of biomechanics in sports is the first topic. What is the meaning of biomechanics? Biomechanics is a sub-discipline of physical education. The term biomechanics is a combination of two words, that is bio and mechanics. Here, bio is a Greek word that refers to life or living things, and mechanics refers to the field of physics and the forces that act on bodies in motion. According to Watson says, the study and analysis of human movement pattern in sports is called biomechanics. In your text, few more definitions of biomechanics. You can select any one of the definitions by heart. Okay. Next one is importance of biomechanics in sports. In the field of physical education, biomechanics has more importance. Especially the knowledge of biomechanics provides a better understanding of a human body and other internal and external forces that may affect human movements, also the forces that act on object in motion. The biomechanics may improve the techniques of sports and games. That is the main factor and important. The importance are improvement of the sports technique, improvement of equipment and facilities, minimization of injury, development of new methods, improvement of training, and understanding the human body. These are the main importance of biomechanics in sports. First one is improvement of the sports technique. Biomechanics can be applied to improve techniques in two ways. In two ways means, first of all, it helps the teachers of physical education. They can use their knowledge of mechanics to correct or rectify the errors of a sports person. And second one is, sports persons may discover. They can also discover the new techniques. And for example, Dick Fosbury discovered the new technique of high jump with the help of biomechanics, and that technique helped him in achieving extraordinary enhancement or comparison to the straddle technique. That means high jump in older days used the technique was known as straddle method. Instead of that, Dick Fosbury discovered one new technique that is very useful to achieve maximum performance, enhance maximum performance of an athlete. So, biomechanics helps in improving the technique. And second one is improvement of equipment and facilities. Study of biomechanics also help in improving sports equipment and facilities. Sports equipments and facilities, shoes, sports cloth, equipments used almost every sports. Okay, the equipment used by sports persons may have an effect on the performance, either directly or through injury prevention. For example, bigger tennis rackets help players better control over the ball. Another example, runners' injury are reduced and performance is enhanced because of better design running shoes. These are the examples of improving performance with the help of improving equipments and facilities. Clear? And third one is minimization of injuries or sports in preventing injuries. Biomechanics also helps in preventing injuries in various ways. It also helps in the process of rehabilitation of injuries. Biomechanics is used to provide the basis for changes in techniques, equipments, and training to prevent injuries. With the help of training methods to minimize the injuries, there is a chance of injuries also. Okay. And fourth one is development of new methods. Already we discussed development, improving techniques and methods almost same. Okay. And fifth one is improvement of training. Biomechanics also helps to improvement of training. A proper mechanical analysis of the technical deficiency of a sports person can help a physical education teacher in identifying the type of training in sports persons requires in improving the sports performance. That means according to the talent of an individuals or athletes, the physical education teachers or trainer can find out their abilities. It will be varies from individual to individual. That may strength, speed, endurance. According to their physical fitness or their performance, we can be change their techniques as well as change their workout. Also, they can be select any of the games or sports activities. Okay, and last one is understanding the human body. Biomechanics helps in understanding the complete human body. The knowledge of biomechanics provides the teachers and learners with a better understanding of human body, various internal and external forces that affect human movements. That means the teachers come to know about the various systems. You know the various systems such as nervous system, muscular system, skeletal system, etc., and their mutual interactions. This knowledge in turn enables the physical education teachers to better teachers or instructors of many physical activities and the skills within the physical education. These are the main importance of biomechanics in sports. Clear? Next subtopic is types of movements. Here mentioned the movements are flexion, extension, abduction and adduction. Before going to these movements, we have to discuss some other points also. That is introductions to axes and planes. These two words are not familiar to you. Okay, so I'll just explain these 2 points. First one is planes. Planes spelling Planes. Planes. It's an imaginary flat surface passing through the body or organ is called a plane. Plane is an imaginary flat surface passing through the body or organ is called a plane. This plane, there are 3 types: sagittal or medial plane, frontal or coronal plane, and transverse or horizontal plane. These also just explain. First one is sagittal or medial plane. This is a vertical plane. That means that divides the body into 2 parts. That is a left part and a right part. It's a vertical plane that divides the body into 2 parts. Just imagine left part and right part. Then frontal or coronal plane means it also runs vertically. It also moves into vertically and separates the body into 2 halves. That is back half and front half. Back posture and front half. Okay. And third one is transverse or horizontal plane. The name itself we know this is a horizontal plane that divides the body into the superior and inferior halves. That is upper and lower parts. Superior means upper part of the body and inferior half means lower part of the body. Okay. These are the 3 imaginary planes are in our body. One is sagittal or medial plane, second one is frontal or coronal plane, and third one is transverse or horizontal plane. And second new term, axis. Axis is a straight line. This is also one of the imaginary straight line around which an object rotates. Okay. Axis is an imaginary line, point of rotation that passes through a joint. Clear? This also again 3 types: sagittal axis, frontal axis and vertical axis. Sagittal axis means sagittal axis passes from front to back. Here one different. Sagittal axis passes horizontally and divide into this imaginary line passes from front to back. Next one is frontal axis. Frontal axis passes horizontally from left to right. Frontal axis passes horizontally from left to right. That is the difference. Then and last one is vertical axis. Vertical axis passes vertically from inferior to superior. That means bottom to top, lower part to upper part. That is the main difference. Okay. Just know the difference planes and axis. Okay. Next we discussed about types of movements, that is flexion, extension, abduction and adduction. Following these movements are mainly comes under the angular movements. Okay. First one is flexion. Flexion means bending parts at a joint. Bending parts at a joint so that angle between them decreases. Distance decreases and parts come closer together. Examples: bending the lower limb and the knees. Plenty of examples. Bending the body and touch the ground. Plenty of examples for it. You can see the you can see the text from the text also. Okay. Flexion over bending the parts at a joint so that angle between them decreases and parts comes to closer together. Whereas extension, straightening parts at a joint so that the angle between them increases and the parts move farther apart. Examples: straightening the lower limb at the knee. That is extension means bending backward. Other examples you can see from the text also. Okay. Next one is abduction. Abduction means moving a part away from the midline. Moving a part away from the midline. Example: lifting the upper limb horizontally to form a right angle with the side of the body. Abduction is the moving a part away from the midline. Whereas adduction, moving a part towards the midline. Return, opposite of the abduction. Adduction means moving a part towards the midline, returning the upper limb from the horizontal position to the side of the body. Just imagine the four movements. Okay. See the difference, abduction and adduction. Okay. Bring the arms from the side to up to shoulder level. That is abduction, and come back to closer to the body is adduction. Okay. These are the difference. Chapter last topic is Newton's laws of motion and its application in sports. There are 3 laws of motion. The first law, second law and third law. The first law also known as law of inertia. The second law is also known as law of acceleration. And last one, the third law, is also known as law of reaction or law of counterforce. First one is the first law, the law of inertia. A body at rest will continue in its state of rest, and a body in motion will remain in its state of uniform motion in the same direction unless an external force acts on them. This is the first law. There are a great number of examples of this law in the field of sports and games, such as starting in rowing, starting in sprinting, starting in throwing the hammer, raising an opponent in wrestling, etc. Basically, if an object is in motion, it remains in motion unless something or some external force stops it. The external force may be gravitational force, the surface of the playing field, a defensive player, or braking action of the sports person's body to stop. Okay. Then the law of acceleration or second law. A change in acceleration of a body is directly proportional to the force acting on it and inversely proportional to the mass of the body. This is the second law. That means if two unequal forces are applied to objects of equal mass, the object that has greater force applied will move faster. If two unequal forces are applied to objects of equal mass, what will happen? The object that has greater force applied will move faster. Same as if two equal forces are applied to objects of different masses, the lighter mass will travel at a faster speed. This is also applied in various sports. For example, in hammer throw, the thrower who is stronger, that means who has more force, will throw the 12 lbs hammer farther than thrower who has less force or strength. A hammer thrower will find that more force is required to throw 16 lbs hammer than a 12 lbs hammer. Clear? And last law is law of reaction or counterforce. That means if an for every action there is always an equal and opposite reaction. It's a familiar law. I think everyone knows about this law. Okay. Law of reaction or counterforce. There are also many examples in sports where this law is applied. For example, sprinting in diving board for gaining maximum height, bouncing on trampoline, thrust against the water in swimming. Plenty of examples for we get it from the sports and games. For main examples are swimming, walking, shooting, dribbling in basketball. Just I explained the examples. First one is swimming. A swimmer pushes the water backwards. This is the action. Yes. What will happen? The water pushes the swimmer forward. Reaction. That is reaction with the same force. Likewise, walking. When a person walks, that he or she press the ground in a backward direction by his or her feet. This is the action. What is reaction? The ground pushes him or her in the forward direction with an equal force. Okay. And shooting. In the case of shooting, when a gun or pistol is fired, the bullet moves forward. This is action. Okay. The gun or pistol jerks backward. This is called reaction. Likewise, dribbling in basketball, high jump. There are plenty of examples gets from the field of sports and games. Okay. Law of inertia, law of acceleration, law of reaction or counterforce. But you have to by hearted all the laws. Okay.